Not too bad for a small market team. We are just happy to be here. Welcome back to another episode of the Chill Takes podcast. I'm your host, Darian. First and foremost, man, my goodness. I said it last episode that I don't want respect. I don't want the talking heads to give us any acknowledgement. I do love for us to hear about our games being played, at least, right? But continue to downplay us. Continue to say that we're an afterthought. Continue to say all these things. Boy, it is bulletin board material. You are just fueling the fire. Liam Cohen doesn't even have to hype this team up anymore. They hear it. They see it. They feel it outside of the city of Jacksonville, of course, because we believe. All right. Maybe not a championship for some of us, but a lot of us do believe that we are a serious threat in this NFL playoff race in the AFC. And yeah, you hear all these talking points. And what did we do heading into this matchup? What did we hear? We didn't really hear anything. The Jaguars, people on Nick Wright's show, Chris Broussard's show. I don't know the other guy. His name is Kevin something. The Jaguars. To be quite frank, I don't care about them. To be quite frank, I don't care about them. Okay, you hear Bronco representative saying, or media heads, I'm sorry, saying that, I watched this team and I find myself thinking I just can't take them serious. Is it wrong for me to say that the Jaguars are wearing purple and black with the Ravens? I could take them serious. Okay. And then what proceeded to happen? You go out there to Mile High and this choked up weather and whatnot, and the atmosphere is 52, 80, whatever it's called up there. No disrespect for the people up there, but you know what they say, the slogan. 5,280 above sea level or something like that, right? Choked up. Man, you went up there and punched them folks in the mouth. Told you last time, it ain't mouth. It ain't M-O-U-T-H. It's M-O-U-F. Mouth. 34-20. A slacking, as my dad would say. A beat down. Take him back to the woodshed. Go grab a switch. Go grab my belt. That's what the Jaguars did. They grabbed their belt and whooped the Broncos' ass convincingly. No walk-off Cam Little field goal. No Hail Mary. No referee came down to the no. It was a slacking beat down. Damn near felt bad for the Broncos. Prayers up to Pat Bryant, local kid. But hey, man, that play made by Buster Brown, you seen him posted on his page. Come on, man. It's serious out here. There's a lot of murders on that field. PS2 getting dropped down. Falling over his own, too. Riley Moss getting fried. I'm seeing guys on the defensive end, this world-class defense that I really believe in Denver. I'm seeing players get depleted. Anton Harrison moving people. Come on, man. I mean, I thought this Broncos team showed me what I wanted to see. Great defense, good enough offense. But guess what? We got a great offense and a good enough defense to stop whatever you have to go going on offensively. And honestly, if you want to be fair, I don't think the Broncos should have even had 20 points. They should have been stuck at 13. The referees gave them another 7 points on the board, in my opinion, however the scoreboard was going. But I wouldn't say that, right? Because, offensively, they moved the football, couldn't execute in the red zone. They turned the ball over. We didn't. They got sacks. We didn't. But our sacks didn't screw us over. They were like marginal losses. Special teams was amazing. Logan Cook was pinning that ball deep, pause. I thought the offense had every single answer for whatever Vance Joseph tried to throw at Liam Cohen. Liam Cohen was scheming Vance Joseph up. I mean, whatever Vance Joseph dialed up, it was just matched you. Oh, I'm up. I'm up again. Oh, now you look up. Damn near up 20 points. Man, look, This Jaguars team, I don't care what the naysayers might say, they are looking like a serious threat right now. I'm not going to sit up here and lie to you and say Super Bowl, but I think they have a damn great shot at getting this job done. At least playing in the game. Right now, I'm going to stamp it. We are going to be in the AFC Conference Championship game. I don't see anybody in the AFC right now besides the Texans. I'll be truthful with you right now. At least till we get to the conference championship. I don't see any team to pop us early outside of the Texans because they have a great defense and we struggle against that defense. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there, if we ever do get there. But I'm here to say right now, people out there listening, accept the disrespect, I would say. Accept the disrespect. Accept the down talking, the playoffs, you know what I'm saying? The okay, the Jaguars made it, all right, they're gonna be one and done. Accept it. Because the players in the locker room are hearing it and they're showcasing on the field. You hear the locker room speeches. You hear the sounds of the game that's about to drop when this podcast drops, more than likely, or when it comes out on Wednesday, whichever drops first. You hear these conversations. You hear what's going on. You see the play on the field. You see the belief. Most importantly, you see someone that has been the spearhead of what's being doubted on this team. The quarterback is showing up week in and week out. Last 4 games, Trevor Lawrence has 14 touchdowns, over 1,200 yards total, 0 interceptions, and a 4-0 record. The Jaguars are currently on a 5-6 game winning streak. The quarterback is 15 touchdowns and 3 interceptions in his last 5 games. He is 500 yards away for throwing for 4K for his 3rd time in 5 years. His first, more than likely 30 plus 3. 3, 2, 1. He's also going for his first ever in his career 30 plus passing touchdown season. He just needs 5 more. I think he will get it. But the quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, everyone has been doubting. Even myself at times, not to a serious degree of others. Damn sure not. But I've had my questions and concerns this year. But once he turned that corner, I knew. But you still have people out there saying that it is maybe a hot streak he's on right now. We've seen it before. Okay. He may not be top 5. I don't care. He may not be top 3. I don't care. He's not the best quarterback in football. I don't care. He's playing like a top 10 guy. I think you can comfortably say he's a top 10 guy right now. There's not too many quarterbacks in the league who'll take over him right now. Just saying. He's on fire. This ain't going nowhere, bro. This is a guy that's been able to show this type of level of play at the NFL level and also college level, right? I was going back to look at previous quarterbacks that he's been compared to from a physical standpoint, from an on-the-field standpoint, and a stat standpoint, right? He may not have the accolades yet. I understand that. But you hear the Peyton Manning comparisons. You hear the John Elway comparisons. You hear the Andrew Luck comparisons. You even hear Big Ben at times. You even hear Eli Manning sometimes, right? You hear these comparisons of these quarterbacks that are future Hall of Famers, are currently Hall of Famers, and you say, when did he turn the corner? Because Peyton Manning wasn't Peyton Manning when he came into the league. Big Ben was not Big Ben when he came into the league. You know, we see the anomaly in number 15 out in Kansas City and 12 in New England when he was in his peak coming into this league, fresh off 6th round selection. We see the anomalies and think, oh, just because he's not playing like that level as a generational prospect, he won't ever get there. And he may not ever get there. But he is on the same trajectory as we've seen previous quarterbacks in this league. And so many people had given up, even fans. But I'm not here to talk in depth about that. But if you go look at those previous quarterbacks at his name and look how long it took for them to find a consistent common ground of being great to elite quarterbacks. He's only 26 years old. Year 5. Most quarterbacks in his class are out the league. I'm sorry, not out the league, but they're removed as starters. Mac Jones may get one more opportunity, but Trevor Lawrence is clear and above the others. Look how long it took for those guys I named, John Elway, Peyton Manning, Big Ben, Eli Manning, so on and so forth, to finally turn that corner. It takes time because you know why? You need coaching. You need coaching. Coaching is more important than personnel. You can have a stacked team, example being the Giants, from a defensive standpoint. And yet, if the right coaching isn't in place, you look terrible. I bet the Giants are going to have a quick turnaround next year if they get the right head coaching hire in place. And also, if they make a few more draft picks on offense, they have the infrastructure. But you know why they couldn't get there? Is because of the coaching they had. Brian Dable wasn't good enough. I bet if Jeff Hafley steps in there next year, Chris Shula steps in there next year, or even someone like Clint Kubiak steps in there next year, they will be in this conversation of being a quick turnaround team. I'm going off on a rail right now, but I will circle back to that in later podcasts. But I'm saying that right now in due respect to the Jaguars team. A beat down in Denver, a beat down in Mile High. This is a championship caliber team. They beat arguably the best team in football, the 11-game winning streak Broncos. That everyone hyped up and said that they are the team coming out the AFC. Your Jaguars punched them in the mouth. Wasn't close. This team never seemed rattled. They never seemed as if they were coming back from behind. They never seemed out of sorts. It's because of the coach, of course, the staff on the field, and also the quarterback. You are a reflection of who your quarterback is. If you have a top 10 quarterback in football, your team will play like one more times than not, unless you just have terrible personnel on the defensive side. Sorry to say that for Joe Burrow and the Bengals. But if you have a top 10 quarterback in football and he's playing like one, your team will reflect that because they see who's leading them, the captain who's leading their ship, and they say, okay, I'm going to go out here and catch this damn ball. I'm going to convert this first down. I'm going to make this tackle in space. I'm going to make this third down stop. I'm going to stuff this run play right here. I'm going to get this sack. I'm going to knock this ball away. Because you know why? I know when we get the ball back, my quarterback is going to go out there and put up points. At one point during this game, the Jaguars, it felt as if they were scoring at least 5 straight possessions, touchdowns, either a field goal. They did enough. And the biggest thing I've heard from the guys on the sideline, the media representative, Bucky Brooks with 1010XL, works for Jaguars today as well, I believe, or he works for the team, of course, from a media standpoint. He was saying that on the field, the players, even when they were up 17, 14 points, they never got too emotional, too high. They congratulated one another, and they got back to work. They knew the job wasn't finished because they knew how it feels to have a game slip away from you when you are not being aware upstairs. I love to hear that. You see the locker room post-game, Liam Cohen, the fist pumping. How about that? Letting these boys know we ain't done. We ain't nowhere near done. It ain't even close to being done. Want to know this week, though. Chop wood, carry water. Shout out to Parker Washington, man. 145 yards, dog. Come on, bro. You see Vance Joseph out there. Like I said, every move Vance threw at us, we had a counter for it. Liam is one hell of a schemer, one hell of a head coach, and he is a great play designer. I'm seeing so many different aspects of how we can continue to exploit opposing defenses. Watching guards or tackles line up a little more extra off the side of the line of scrimmage, running pin and pull plays, having BTJ swing up the backfield on red zone opportunities. There's a lot of nuances in this offense that during week 3, week 4, we could not understand as fans, and also the players had a very tough time understanding as well. But once they got the right personnel in place, the quarterback turned the corner. You get the better receivers in play. You tell other receivers to wake up. You tell other linemen to wake the hell up. Or you just put someone better than there in front of him who's playing like a guy that's like a top 10 tackle in football right now. I don't give a damn if it's a contract year. He's playing out of his means right now. But I love to see it because it shows a real legitimate progression of development for this team. But I'm seeing Liam just do whatever he wants to his opposing defenses these last few weeks, and it's just like you look around and you're like, we've never seen this before. The Jaguars have never scored 25 straight points. I'm sorry, 25 points, 8 straight games. I think that's the first time in their team's history. And if it ain't the first time, it hasn't been done since the late 90s. 3 straight games of 30-plus points. And y'all said, oh, it's the Jets. We damn near dropped 50 on the Jets, bro. I told y'all last week, you may want to start paying attention to teams that whoop up on bad teams. Everyone has to say something when they win close. Like the Texans, who everyone crowned as the AFC champion, and how they're the team to beat in the AFC and all this and more. But you watch the Texans go out there and damn near get beat by the Raiders. Ash and Genty ran wild on the number 1 defense in football. But that's a team to beat. And they were at home. I'm just saying, man. Hey, we can only take disrespect so far. But it's okay, though, because it fuels our fire. It fuels the fan base's fire, and also, most importantly, the players and the coaching. But I don't think Liam Cohen has to give many more locker room speeches, man. These players understand. And I'm going to give y'all an example of how much disrespect continues to the point that it feels as if at this point in the season, losing to the Jaguars team like this, it just drives a man crazy. I'm going to show you a former player, Aqib Talib, here in a second, of him explaining on why he does not believe the Jaguars are a threat at all. They are the worst, least appealing team, not appealing, but least worrisome team in the AFC playoff race. He picked every team over us, damn near. All because we beat his Broncos handedly. No respect. But it's okay, though. It's okay because guess what? I don't want it. The fans don't want it. The players don't want it. And I love it. Absolutely love it. Let's take a look at this real quick. I'm going to do a little reaction to this. We're going to commentate on Aqib Talib right here, former Broncos corner, member of the no-fly zone championship Broncos, with all due respect. And by the way, I tip my cap to Richard Sherman. I know what I said last podcast, but it's things like this that even though I may not agree with Aqib Talib, I respect because you're standing on your opinion. You're standing on your takes. You're not throwing stones and hiding. You're standing firm. Rather if you're right or wrong. You're going to be wrong more than likely, but it's okay because I respect it. I respect LaShawn McCoy. He was saying the same thing on the Speakeasy. Shout out to Speakeasy, even though they didn't give me credit on my tweet they put up on their board. But nevertheless, though, shout out to them. But LaShawn McCoy was saying that he can't trust Trevor because you just can't be ass and all of a sudden just be top 10 because of the stretch of games you're playing in. And I wish I can sit in these rooms with these players, these former players especially, and talk about this because it's like, damn, dude, like, you say all this stuff like you weren't in the former locker room, like you didn't have the belief of your quarterback. If you play for a quarterback to turn the corner in your franchise, you were saying like, damn, man, my quarterback, he's waking up. He's here. Like, he one of them ones. It's like it doesn't exist anymore. You don't have that locker room camaraderie anymore. But it's okay, though, because I respect it because you're keeping your stance and you're staying 100 to what you believe in. I respect it. But let's take a look at Aqib Talib right here.
Watch your game by people.
Boy, oh, boy, he had so much
to say.
You ain't never done it.
And I hope y'all hear this.
He's put it in the bread basket, and at the last second, he tries to yank.
He says you can rationalize all you want, but it looks like to me like your Broncos got exposed yesterday. Oh, that's what Skip Bayless said. I'm sorry. He was talking crazy on that one, but I'll talk about more so with this one. Let's listen to it right here. Let's listen to this real quick. Let's listen to it.
When they have a playoff game, am I betting with the Jags at home? No. I'm not betting with them. Am I betting with them win the Super Bowl? No. I'm not betting with them, but they got a good team. But like I said, man, I seen it in person. It was more about what the Broncos did wrong than it was what the Jags did right, in my opinion.
Stop right there. And I'm going to break this down in these 6 minutes. It may take a little longer than I end the podcast, but I want to go through this video. I agree, Aqib, Mr. Talib. I don't see us win a championship either. But to say you can't trust us come playoff time is a bit questionable because these people seem to forget that this team has won a playoff game. This core has won a playoff game. ETN, Trevor, Josh Hines Allen, Trayvon Walker, Monteric Brown, Devin Lloyd, Foy Luakon. These players have won a playoff game. Patrick McCarry, Robert Hainsey, Walker Little, even though he's buns right now, but he's won a playoff game. Eric Armstead, We have a team that knows how to win a playoff game. I'm confused by that. Really confused, but let's continue.
A lot of missed tackles. You know
Oh, by the way, you were there in person. And he goes on to say that it wasn't impressive. It was more so on the Broncos. The Broncos beat themselves. Boy, I tell you one thing. As an avid football watcher, and granted, he's played this game. I never have, right? But when a team beats themselves, they usually lose close, right? Unless it is a bad team that beat themselves. If you're a great to elite team and you beat yourself, it comes at a point where if you lose by 3 points. You just don't get slapped upside the head. Unless you just play god awful. I'm gonna look in the camera and remove that screen sharing for a second. When you are a good to average team and you beat yourself, you may get blown out, okay? But if you're a great to average team, if you beat yourself, you lose close. You lose by 3 points, 1 point, 1 possession, so on and so forth, right? Game, losing field goal, walk-off, something of that nature. But in this situation, it wasn't the case. It wasn't the case. A great team, an elite team, quote unquote, just got their asses handed to them. The Broncos played good enough to win, in my opinion. They didn't play a sloppy brand of football. They didn't go out there and just throw the ball 4 or 5 turnovers and whatnot. They put up points. They just got punched in the mouth, bro. They just got punched, dog. You ain't no way around it. They just got slapped upside the head.
Man, it just ain't wild with me. So I think the Broncos better than them. The Patriots better than them. The Bills better than them. Shit. If the Steelers play how they can play, they'll give them some work too. Mm-hmm. So hey, man, I
did you hear the dramatic pause he had in this? Broncos, okay. Patriots, I don't agree, but okay. The Bills, okay. Just go with this. Just go with the regular pick. Okay, I get it. But the Pittsburgh Steelers, Talib, the Pittsburgh Steelers, Talib. You are not confident in that answer you just gave us. You started looking around. Shit, I say the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers on how they playing.
I just don't see them as a powerhouse in the AFC. That's just me.
Oh, you're out on them, can you?
Yeah, I'm out. Yeah, I don't trust them. No, they ain't did nothing lately, man. They have been who they've been.
Kenyon Martin, I know you ain't gotten a squabble, a talking squabble with Nick Young about your career and whatnot, brother. They haven't done. It's one thing not to be impressed. Okay, they haven't done nothing lately, bro. And first of all, Aqib Talib, you talking about they lose to the Patriots, who and I'm being nice to the Patriots because I said they were going to be good coming into the season. I'm glad to see them back in the playoffs comfortably. But who in God's name had the Patriots beat to make you say, well, damn, they looking like a juggernaut in the AFC. Who have they beat? Do they have more? I wouldn't say convincing, but do they have more? What's the word? Do they have more quality wins than the Jaguars? And it's not a college football ranking, right? Wins don't matter. It's all about win. It doesn't matter if you beat a 1-16 team or a 16-1 team. Wins. I get all that, but who have the Patriots beat for you to say that they are a more opposing threat than the Jaguars? Their best win this year is the Buffalo Bills, and they lost it in the second time. I guess I'll give you the Ravens, but Lamar Jackson wasn't playing. The Jaguars have way more quality wins than this Patriots team for you to put them over the Patriots or for you to put the Jaguars. And then Kenyon Martin, come on, brother. I'm going to say stick to basketball, but I'm going to be respectful.
They're playing well now, but if they did have to go up against Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers, I'm going Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, my goodness.
Over Trevor Lawrence. Wow. Yeah, I don't trust Trevor Lawrence.
Okay.
Yeah, he hasn't proved that he can get it done yet. But yeah, no, I think.
Okay. Are we talking about in totality? Of course, yes. I mean, like, what quarterback in the AFC can you trust but Aaron Rodgers if you're going in totality? All right, Patrick Mahomes ain't gonna be there. Can you can if you're talking totality? Aaron Rodgers is a quarterback you're going to trust because he has won championships, a championship. He's a 3-time MVP. He's an All-Pro, but he's 42 effing years old, bro. He ain't the same quarterback he was back in 2016. This Steelers team is no goddamn juggernaut. They are going to pop round one more than likely if they have to go face the Buffalo Bills or the Chargers. I'm sorry, if the Chargers or Buffalo Bills come to them, they're going to lose.
Like I said, they needed this win against the Broncos, but Super Bowl, not so much. I'm not rolling yet. They got to prove to me that they can go in tough environments and get it done, and when it really counts.
Right. Yeah. If it started today, Buffalo put it up on. I'm not betting with them, but
okay, let's go back into this.
Good team, but like I said, man, I seen it in person. It was more about what the Broncos did wrong. Everything.
Okay.
I think the Jags.
I'm not.
Okay, here we go.
Not so much. I'm not rolling yet. They got to prove to me that they can go in tough environments and get it done, and when it really counts.
I'm gonna let it play through a little
if
more.
It started today, Buffalo put it up on them.
Yeah, no thanks.
Who here betting with the Jags?
I'm not.
No, not against Buffalo.
Nobody is. Like,
Buffalo's going all the way,
talking about?
Buffalo's going all the way.
That's a two.
That's the three seed versus six seed.
Yeah,
like, man, fuck no. Ain't nobody.
Yeah, I'm not picking him over. I'm not picking him over Josh Allen. I'm not picking him over Aaron Rodgers. Tough New England team.
We might have to freezing cold takes these bets here in a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
I think they're gonna make some noise. I think this was a huge game for them. They needed this. They needed this win. This is a feather in their cap. They went up to Denver, playoff environment.
I respect Richie Incognito on this, by the way. Not because he's disagreeing, but I do respect his opinion from he's coming from. Let's just see this out for a second because they beat some quality teams. It's not just like, I don't trust it because they beat my Broncos and we weren't prepared for that. Anyways, I respect Incognito's way of thinking on this, his projection on this, because like it makes more sense than just saying that, I don't trust this team because I don't trust them.
Environment on the road, and they did everything right. They got it going. Trevor Lawrence looks good. Defense got after Bo Nix a little bit, shut down the run in stretches. I think they're going to make some noise. I think that they have two winnable games. Indy, we'll see what Indy has tonight. Like, Phillip Rivers is a great story.
Not enough.
Yeah, not enough. JT is kind of the game's gone down because they can't get the ball down the field. And then Tennessee, that's a win right there. So these are two easy
That's the
wins.
easy part. That's the easy part.
No divisional games.
Making noise.
No divisional games, but they're going to rest some guys against Tennessee.
Yeah.
That's not making noise beating the Colts and the Titans. That's not making noise.
What's making noise is winning the division and getting a home playoff game.
Oh, yeah. When you get that home playoff game, now are you going to make noise when Josh Allen pull up?
I think so. Well, now, I'm not saying they're beating the Bills, but I think they're going to make some noise. I think they're going to shock some people. After seeing them play yesterday, I think that they're going to shock some people with how well they play in the playoffs.
But yeah, you have the Bills going all the way. So
I'm on the Bills bandwagon. I fucking love them. Let's go.
So what is this noise that we're talking about they're going to make?
They're going to make some noise.
You right with the Bills, but you think they're going to make some noise?
And honestly, I think Richie Incognito is riding this Bills bandwagon because he's a former player for them, right? I get that, right? I mean, it's fine. I mean, I respect that.
They might not draw the Bills. But that's one game. They might not draw the Bills. They might get Houston. They'll clap that ass. Pittsburgh, they'll beat that ass.
Slap that ass.
They will. They will. Yes. I mean,
noise he's speaking of, like stadium noise that they incorporate when y'all be out there practicing.
I like that shit. Like this right here, and we're gonna talk in 3 or 4 weeks. We're gonna come back. We're gonna have the same conversation.
This shit not
on this couch. We're getting Kenyon back. Yeah. He's smart. He knows ball.
By the way, in the previous video, Aqib Talib said that this game, the Broncos won or lost to against the Jags, was a game that the Broncos couldn't get up for because they had nothing to play for. And yet they both all on the show said that this was a playoff-like atmosphere. And yet he's saying the Broncos couldn't get up for it. So, yeah, of course the Jaguars won. Boy.
Oh, he's talking about silent snap counts. My man.
Yeah.
So I agree with the Keeb on this one.
Thank you, Skip. Cheers. Cheers for you.
Everybody wrenching.
Merry Christmas.
We got the cheers.
Wrenching on the Jags.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Damn.
I agree with you, which is why I thought it was such a shameful loss for your team, because you did get your ass kicked by a team that's going nowhere.
He's still not over that.
Skip funny as hell. I mean, like I said, I don't agree with Skip either, but it's funny that Akeem thought he was on his side and he was like, yeah, I agree with you because I think the Jaguars ain't going no either. So that makes me question your team because they just whooped y'all's ass.
My cheers, man.
Listen, you have to say it one more time, just so you know.
No cheers, man.
But I'm with you on the eye test. I watched the whole game, obviously, closely. And when I went to the next game, I'm like, that's still, come on, man.
The Broncos tricked it off more than the Jags.
That is.
The Broncos tricked it off more than the Jags winning. Oh, my goodness, bro. This is so funny. God, this is what losing to the Jaguars does to a man, dog.
That is true, because Trevor Lawrence, as we speak, ranks 20th in QBR. And ETN is kind of their whole show on offense, running.
Yeah. Shout out to ETN, but he has not been our whole show on offense during these last 6 weeks. During these last 8 weeks. He's been really good. Don't get me wrong, he's been a fantastic piece. But the turnaround on his offense, the consistency we've seen from this offense has been because of the quarterback play. I don't think ETN has had an over 100-yard game from rushing in weeks. He's had a game where he's gone for 100-plus total yards from scrimmage and a combination of 3-4 touchdowns, I want to say. But, like...
and catching, so he's averaging 68 yards rushing a game. That ranks 14th in the league. It's not bad, but it's not dominating. And I look at this stretch they're on where they've won 7 out of 8.
This was really funny right here. Look, peep how they talk about the games we won in the last 7 of 8 or whatever like that.
They won at Raiders in overtime.
Wow.
They beat Arizona at home in
He
overtime.
looked me right in the eye.
Keep in mind, they're discrediting our wins or being funny about our wins when we just seen the Raiders damn near, like I said, get in a chess match with the Texans in Houston. And that was the team that everyone's saying that they are the team to beat in the AFC. And whereas someone's hyping up the Patriots lost to the Raiders. Granted, it was early in the season. Who cares? But these are the teams that these are the teams that the Patriots have pretty much faced throughout this entire season. A bunch of below 500 teams. And yet, they trust them more.
The Titans in there?
Yeah, they beat Tennessee 25-3. They beat Indy. They beat the Jets.
Trash.
Okay, they had one big game.
One big game. Now watch how he rebuttals this and says, or refutes this and says, oh.
They crushed the Chargers in Jacksonville 35-6. But what do you say about the cross country?
Such a lame excuse, bro. What do you say about the cross-country games? Oh, they playing them at 10 a.m. Granted, I know that has an effect on games, bro. But if you watch that Chargers game, bro, they got their ass smacked too, bro. And this is the Chargers team that everyone's hyping up right now, crediting Harbaugh for turning the season around or getting them back on track. Ah, man, I done clicked out of it. God damn it. Hold on.
Running and catching. So he's averaging 68 yards. And I look at this stretch they're on. The
Titans in there?
Yeah, they beat Tennessee 25-3. They beat Indy. They beat the Jets.
Trash.
Okay, they had one big game. They crushed the Chargers in Jacksonville 35-6. But what do you say about the cross-country 10 a.m. game, right?
No way.
Because it kicked at 10 a.m.
They
Pacific
7 in the
time.
morning.
Okay, there you go. And they did that to you yesterday. And other than that, I don't know, man. I don't see it. I don't see him as a threat in the postseason. It depends who's going to pull up on them. We could make cases for each team, but they're not. They're no threat. When you're asking, is it a lot or a little as a threat? I can't even go a little.
Wow.
There's one quality win. That's one quality win, man. That's against
that.
Yeah, and
One quality win. Not even a little bit of a threat. Boy, these media heads are something else. I like I said, I appreciate them talking about us, but they will be dissected on how they speak on us.
They're clearly fired
The
up.
Chargers win. That's quality.
But that's on the road. But they waking up, like you said, that cross country
Fucking
thing.
Jaguars did that yesterday. They went all the way to fucking
They did.
Denver.
But it's different. It's
Your
body still leaking when you come.
But it's a different time zone still, though.
I love how this is setting up. I love how this is setting up. In a couple weeks, I'm gonna come back here. I'm gonna tell
One
you.
quality
In a
win.
couple weeks, you're gonna come here,
Yo,
and it's gonna be the Jags versus the Bills.
I'm covering if they lose.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be sitting over
They
there.
had all those bitches. One quality. They beat the Jets, Cardinals, Titans, fucking Indians,
Raiders.
Shit.
Yeah, I know. That's
Phillip Rivers my age. Shit, they listen.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right. Most of the arena's out on the Jags, except for Richie. Apparently, they're going to make some noise and lose to the Bills. So
I
very
told you what it
confusing.
is.
I like
But
that. I like
you know,
I like that.
I like that.
Anyways, man, hey, I mean, like I said, I appreciate the people talking about us, but to say stuff like that is just so asinine, bro. But anyways, I mean, let's keep stacking them. Let's keep stacking them. We'll talk more about my thoughts heading into the playoffs because we officially clinched, by the way. You know, with the Colts losing tonight, the Jaguars officially punched their ticket in. We still got business to take care of, though. We still got to win these last two, more than likely to win the AFC South and clinch that third seed and be able to host at least one playoff game. That'd be big time, right? Because I think home field advantage in at least one game will help us out a lot. Because I did not want to go on the road that first game. But if it has to happen that way, it has to happen that way. But I don't think we will. I think we clean these last two games up, get that third seed, you know, maybe second seed. I doubt it at this point because the Ravens didn't take care of business for us. But, you know, it is what it is. So we're going to clinch that third seed, in my opinion. We're going to figure out what this Jaguars team is all made of, in my opinion. We're going to figure out what this Jaguars team is made of fast. I think they're a good team. I think they're a great team. I think they can make a run. Taking my bias cap off, I don't see many weaknesses on this team that can be exploited in the playoffs against their matches because I don't see any dominant team in the AFC right now. I don't see the 2019 Chiefs or whatever year they won a championship when they were going crazy. You know, I don't see a throwback Patriots team with Tom Brady leading the way with Randy Moss. I don't see a Peyton Manning-led team in Denver. You know what I'm saying? I don't see a juggernaut of a squad in the AFC. I have respect for Josh Allen. I have respect for Herbert. But we're playing a better team right now, and all due respect to those teams out there. And I don't see a crazy team in the NFC either. We'll talk about that later. But I'm just saying, man, but take on the disrespect. Embrace it. Like I said, embrace it. You don't want to be loved right now. The players don't want to be loved right now. You hear what you heard what Trevor Walker said. He said, F everyone but us. And I highly agree with that. But until next time, man. Also, by the way, we're almost at 400 subs. So if you listen to this podcast through right now, please drop a sub. Also, follow, like, comment, share your thoughts on your Jacksonville Jaguars right now, man. You know, can we make it all the way? Will we get bounced in the first round? How do you feel about the quarterback play, the coaching, so on and so forth? Share your thoughts below. Also, if you didn't know, I was on the Locked On podcast, the Locked On Jags podcast with Tony Wiggins. Shout out to T-Wig, man. I greatly appreciate him for having me on his show to preview that Broncos and Jags game. I didn't really get to give my preview. I forgot I did, but I was definitely saying the Jaguars are going to win. I thought it would be close, but he picked the big upset and blowout fashion, and he was right. So, guys, check me out over there. I'll be on there more frequently in the coming months and whatnot, especially during the offseason. So, exciting things to come heading into 2026. But anyways, man, I thank y'all for rocking with me. This was a very it's been a fun season, man. It's been a very fun last few weeks or so. And I think we're going to continue to have a lot more success come January. So until next time, I'll see y'all later this week. That is a wrap.